Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back with another video from Noxtaku, and today we're checking out the toxic predators of the VTuber community, featuring Project Melody. I think it's going to be interesting, because I really liked the VTuber video that Giguk did not too long ago. A lot of you liked that, and were telling me, ooh, rabbit hole, go down it, blah blah blah, it's fun. And then, recently Project Melody has been banned off of Twitch, I do believe, and it'd be interesting to see if Nux has got, like, an opinion or view on it, and if she's actually in it, this video, like what's actually going on there. So let's get into this, shall we? Been a while since I've done Noxtaku one. It's called more Noxtaku videos I want to check out as well. Oh, best put the volume right. Yo!
Nux, you know, the guy that gets cancelled on Twitter every second Monday.
It seems like
it. The guy
it.
that unfortunately has to get his hands dirty and say the shiz that no one else says.
Oh
Not
no.
because they don't want to, but because they don't know about it.
Oh god.
The people that do know about it are usually too nice and wholesome to do something about it.
Oop.
But let me tell you something about wholesome people. I'm
You
wholesome
tell
to them, and I will take up their sword and fight their battles if need be. And if I get some extra flexi points and some great memes to sprout from it, which in this case, let's be honest, they might.
Okay.
So whenever I tackle a
Toxic fandom, I love those videos.
I'm always met by people that are like, yo, thanks for doing this. And I'm also met by people that are like, yo, go jump off the nearest building. It's this lovely
How dare you say
dichotomy
such
that just
radical
makes me
things
feel
about
so loved and
my
appreciated.
fandom.
Thank you all so much in advance for all the hate that I will be getting. But today, I want to introduce you to the toxic ass crack of the Vtuber community. Now, I made a video talking about overall toxicity in the Vtuber fandom when Pokimane announced that she would become a Vtuber, and Vtubers started exploding in the West, so I talked about it on a much broader scale. There were things that I wanted to include in that video that I did not end up including because I was asked by certain Vtubers not to.
Oh, okay.
Those Vtubers were wholesome, so I in turn was wholesome to them.
What would they not want to be put in there?
Toxic to toxic people stands to this day, though, and finally, those wholesome people are okay with me spreading the ass cheeks of the Vtuber
dear.
community a little bit, so I could shove this video so far up that chocolate
what a
starfish
metaphor!
will come out of your mouth. I mean, at least that's how anatomy was explained to me via the many hentai that I didn't watch, being that I've never ever watched a hentai
yes, of course.
in my entire life ever. But I'm gonna go with that. For those of you that are unfamiliar, a good friend of mine, Projekt Melody, was recently banned on Twitch. When this happened, of course, my mentions on Twitter were flooded because that's where people contact me. I don't understand. Whenever anything happens anywhere in a community that I'm somewhat involved in, my Twitter mentions get attacked. Like I actually have the power to do anything about anything.
Yeah,
right?
like
Oh my, I'm a weeb, okay?
that's quite funny actually. Yeah, he's not going to be able to unban Project Melody, is it?
Genie, Patastic P, MXR Plays was sleeping on stream. Everyone flooded my Twitter mentions to get me to tell her boyfriend Henry to wake her because she's sleeping. They didn't even tag Henry's DM.
What?
It just came straight
Just went straight to you.
So I mentioned Henry, and Henry went to her and woke her up. And
That's
nice.
hilarious.
So I guess it worked.
Oh my god.
I guess it worked. Follow me on Twitter, goddammit. But anywho, Projekt Melody was lately banned on Twitch, and for around a day she went completely silent, not saying a word.
Yeah.
But it was clear that she was banned. Her channel was gone, her videos were all gone,
Damn.
and she was removed from the partnership program according to Twitch's own bot system. A lot of people didn't know what was going on. A lot of people flooded my DMs, and when asking Melody, she said I shouldn't really say anything publicly until she made a post the next day.
Okay.
So I did just that. I waited, and then she posted the reasoning. Now, none of this was really news to me, unfortunately. Someone that dabbles in many areas and has made many friends, and sometimes even more enemies than friends. I am very familiar with the situation at hand, and I was asked politely to not talk about it until now.
Until now,
to quickly
right.
summarize what's been going on with Projekt Melody before I talk about the greater toxic ass crack of the Vtuber community, it was a DMCA takedown. People all over the internet were pondering over what it could possibly be. Perhaps she was too lewd on the site.
Maybe.
And while Twitch has been known to ban people for lesser reasons than this, that was not the case. Digi, the individual that she hired to make her actual Vtuber model, copyright claimed her entire channel.
Oh yeah, he's saying that like
he
owns
the IP,
the body,
therefore,
basically. Yeah, right. I did see this on a tipster video.
From the platform, and it was. This is not entirely his fault to blame, although it is mostly his fault. It partially lies on Twitch.
Twitch as well, yeah.
Twitch heeds every DMCA notice to a fault. I annoyed another streamer on Twitch by, you know, being toxic to toxic.
Yeah.
You know, that thing that I like to do that doesn't at all get me in issues.
Nux being Nux, yeah.
And I got a copyright strike on my Twitch
what?
channel. The VOD was
No.
taken down. I got a warning and I wasn't going to be able to stream for like 7 days. And I
Yeah,
contacted
what?
that streamer personally and said, yo, listen, remove this VOD or I will send the Billies to crusade against you. And no one wants that because, as we know, having taken on several companies in the past, you don't want to mess with my fan base. As toxic as any fan base is, my boys are the
Funimation,
most toxic of them all.
my anime
Toxic
list.
to the toxic people that we know and love. God damn it, I love you guys so much. Please subscribe if you're new. Join the freaking cult. We're a hammer of justice. What can I say? So anyway, she removed the DMCA takedown, and my channel was freed.
Yay!
Follow me on Twitch if you haven't yet. So, despite the Twitch platform in itself being extremely faulty, they heeded Digi's claims and took down Melody's channel. At this point,
Like the whole channel, though. Jeez.
Yay!
Yay!
So, crisis averted.
Oh, that's good.
Everything's great, except not everything's great. For like the first day that Melody's channel was taken down because of Digi claiming it, Melody was distraught. It was a day of extreme stress.
I imagine, Jesus Christ.
Was saying that she would be able to get her channel back.
Just everything
despite
going.
knowing
Like,
that
I was stressed when I thought I was
chances of
losing
getting it back
everything.
were 50-50 dealing with something as volatile as Twitch. The amount of stress put on her over that day is insane. It's something she's been working on for months and months, and it was taken away in a heartbeat from someone who's been harassing her for 6 months. So, this is the tale of Digi, really quickly, before getting into the broader toxic community.
Okay.
This is a story that I wanted to make public when I heard about it months ago. Melody and others in the community that were also affected by this individual are kind souls, and
So
they
there's
do
other
not
people
want
as well.
to cause any sort of strife or drama in the community, and therefore I remain silent. But now that the word is out, goddammit.
Let's speak.
Now I need to dance around the freaking bush being as polite as Melody is.
Yeah.
Gloves are taken off, boys.
Here we
Let's do
go.
this. The major toxicity I find in the VTuber communities is that VTubers in general are viewed as commodities as opposed to people by so many. This, I believe, is the underlying issue with every
So they don't look at them as, like, normal
trash mound
people
that decides to start
when they
moving around
are.
in the VTuber space.
It's like
VTubers
Nux is
started
Avatar.
in the East, yet big companies like HoloLive that
Well, it's not
owned
Nux,
their
but
VTubers,
you know what I mean.
and they do. Anyone that wants to become a VTuber working with this massive HoloLive industry ended up auditioning for the role, and if they got it, they signed.
Yeah, so
they
it's
would be property
like-
of HoloLive, following their rules, giving a cut to the industry, and in turn they would get insane promotion and all this money shoved at them, making sure that their avatar and rig actually worked out well.
Right.
That was the deal going into it. So, being that that is the case, it's understandable that they're in part owned by the companies.
Probably.
Recently, a HoloLive VTuber, Kiryu Coco, mentioned that she wanted to collab with Melody. Melody is a very large Western VTuber and an independent one at that.
Right,
We'll
yeah,
get
not
back to that
in a
term
company
later.
like that.
However, being that the higher-ups in the HoloLive industry realized that Melody is far more lewd
She's
than
a little
the
bit more
idols
lewd, yeah.
from Japan, they
Yep.
immediately shot this idea down and
Aw,
forbid the
that would've been awesome.
collaboration from taking place. The concept of idols does not exist in the West like it does in Japan or in Korea. Idols are these beloved individuals that are in essence owned by different companies. So being that that's how VTubers sort of started, it's understandable to some degree that there would be this terrible misunderstanding about what they can actually be if they went independently. VTubers in the West, by and large, are independent.
Yeah,
Melody
they're
hired
like
this Digi
YouTubers.
individual to make her a VTuber avatar. Just like I would hire an artist to make a thumbnail of mine or to make my avatar. Now, I hired that person
but that doesn't
for a
mean that
job.
they
Whatever I
own
paid for
his
is now
stuff.
mine. It's not like they now own a certain percentage
of it, or anything. That's not how it works, no.
Because they drew a picture of me and I paid for it. That's the fact.
That's it,
If you
done.
go by the facts,
Jeez.
Melody is 100% in the right. Yet this Digi individual did not expect Melody to blow up nearly as big as she did. She took the internet by storm. There were these controversies around her, and she is so wholesome it only made her stronger.
Yeah.
She was raking it in and making it big, and Digi for months on end. And I have a million receipts. If you really want to tussle with me, and I'm not going to share yet, but if I wanted to,
Them
I'd go
fighting
of
words,
straight
nuts.
up harassment for months.
Whoa.
I own you. I made you.
Oh my
All your
God.
success is because of me, which is completely untrue.
Yeah.
If Melody would have known that this asshole was an asshole, she would have just hired someone else
Yes.
to make her VTuber avatar. Pretty
Like,
straightforward
yeah.
stuff. If
Easy
I
as that.
do
Right,
say
okay.
so myself.
Jeez.
Now, this man is straight up extorting her, trying to get her to pay him $40,000 a month.
Jesus Christ!
Not founded in any facts. It's completely delusional, and it's straight up harassment.
That is
extortion.
a lot of money. Extortion is the word I was thinking of. Jesus.
Absolute ass. Straight up copyrights her entire channel and gives her probably one of the worst days of her life. Great. He's done more. When he saw how successful Melody was, he created a new business venture. A business venture by the name of Waifu. YFU. Pronounced Waifu. And every commentator that freaking talked about this couldn't pronounce it as Waifu, which is hilarious. Now, when he saw how successful Melody was and he launched this Waifu,
so he tried to do this for other people.
To play the role as Waifu. This was not an independent VTuber, this was someone he hired. So when he kept telling Melody, you owe me everything. You have to collab with Waifu all the time and get her as big as you can.
Oh my god.
Honestly, no, quite frankly, she does not. Yo everyone, Nux from the future here. So after completing the video and having it fully edited and everything, I've managed to further research and stumble upon the DigiTrevX situation.
Oh.
And while there are a lot of private messages, I don't feel like I need to
don't want to share it out yet.
Unless this escalates further. There are a few public things that are straight up illegal, so I don't really feel bad to share this.
Oh,
I mean, technically, since it's public, he shared it himself.
Oh, God.
First things first.
Drama.
He's been known to do this in a ton of communities. He's done this with commissions on 4chan and commissions in the Vocaloid industry. He made a model, Ruka, and when Ruka quit, he said, how dare she quit, even though he's just a commissioned hire.
Yeah.
Saying, even though I was hired to make the model, and I made it and was paid for it, it's not like they could just do whatever they want then. Actually,
yes, they
yes,
can.
That's exactly what it means. I have a million assholey Discord messages that I have no patience to share with you now, but I will keep it as backup in case I ever need to. Here's a tweet of him literally threatening to dox Melody.
Don't mess with Nux's mates, mate.
So it's kind of cute that he's so up in arms ready to do that after insulting Melody, Silverveil, and Iron Mouse. In Discord for a long time, one of Melody's fans actually attacked him, and he got into an entire argument about how Melody should be promoting Waifu, his other project, and Melody owes him and stuff. But nothing quite as scary as the tweet, and I quote, usually, people are not this reckless when you were friends and know everything about their stuff and them. In other words, I know her personal info, and she shouldn't be reckless because I can always dox her. That's a doxing threat.
God, yeah, he's threatening her.
Tweets straight up say that, yeah, that's a doxing threat. Again, I could gather billions of these, but I don't think it is interesting to see me just hammer down on an asshole again and again and again. But as far as other illegal things,
I was not expecting this video to be this. This is like, whoa, this is drama.
For Melody to give him $40,000 a month plus a percentage of merch sales, which is insane. He then secretly filed a U.S. copyright for ownership of Project Melody. What? Yes, you heard correctly. This man attempted to copyright a person. Oh, no, not a person, just the model that he made that he was commissioned to make.
That's her.
So my artist trying to now copyright Nuxtaku because he drew the avatar that I paid him to draw. And apparently he's done this before. He's commissioned, he's paid, and then he extorts people. And
This is blowing my mind.
And if you really want to know that I'm not even kidding a little, I have all the DMs with all the dates with him asking Melody for this deal, and then a date later of him actually filing the copyright. This right here is DigiTrevX filing a copyright for Project Melody, and it's public info because it's the official U.S. copyright website. Now, I'm not gonna fight fire with fire to the point of doxing it, but you see those little censored parts over here? On the copyright form, that's DigiTrevX's real name and real address. Now, I'm not one to ever threaten to dox people because that would be horrible, but if Melody were to ever get doxed by Digi, well, I mean, I may not be in my right mind, you see. And no offense, but my fan base is a lot less forgiving than hers.
Oh my god.
Anywho, this was the little addendum to the video I wanted to make. I felt like it was really worth, you know...
Was not expecting this video to be this. Jesus.
And I have more. This video is not intended to be a personal video against DigiTrevX. This is mostly a video covering the toxic underbelly of the VTube community. He just happens to be part of it, and he's an example that's quite relevant to the topic at hand, and therefore I really wanted to hone down on this point. Anyway, let's get back to Past Nux. I'm sure he has something great to say. Subscribe to Past Nux also. Past Nux, I stand Past Nux. What a legend that man is.
Past Nux is cool.
And then Digi-san, would go ahead and roast the people that Melody actually collabed with. I'm lucky enough that he didn't come after me earlier, or, well, rather, I should say, he's lucky.
He's lucky.
He didn't come after me personally.
Jeez.
But he came after Mousy, and that is unforgivable.
No.
Iron Mouse is a VTuber that I've grown extremely.
I've only known
with.
about
I
Iron
talk
Mouse
to
because of her,
almost every
like,
single day.
appearing
She's
on,
one of the nicest people out there, and her streams are
Rank
hella
Cafe and that.
enjoyable. Back when she was but a wee mouse, I was saying that she very well may likely become the biggest VTuber of all time.
She's
At some
funny.
point,
She's
her
very
streams
funny.
are fire. This individual goes ahead and says the only reason why Mousy is popular is because Melody brought her up. She is in fact horrible, etc., 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 etc.
Well, I mean.
With the word horrible not nearly being as colorful as the actual words he decided to use. He said
well,
many other
that's
horrible
not
things,
nice.
and other people have said many horrible things, and I will rather avoid saying these horrible things unless the time comes where I must take
There's a
up
lot
that
of-
sword and
a lot of
fight
ill
that
threats
battle.
here. It's
There
like,
will fight, and I'm
gee.
happy to fight. But in order to limit the
Jesus.
chaos of everything that's going on, I'm going to be frank and say it's not only Digi. He was the one that led this tirade against Melody, which is why he is the example that I'm using. But there are many, many other people that forget that VTubers are people. In
yeah.
fact, something that really scared me about this whole Project Melody getting banned drama is that all the news articles and news outlets that started talking about it, because obviously they're going to talk about it, Project Melody banned. They don't refer to Melody as she.
She.
None of them. They don't even decide to go super progressive and refer to her as
It.
they. They refer to Melody as it.
Oh my
She's
God.
treated like an object, not only by people, but by news outlets. They call her an AI, they call her an it, and it's disgusting that this is the prevailing mentality that so many people seem to have.
That blows my mind.
The idea of ranking
She's a
YouTubers
person.
against each other. Because at the end of the day, YouTubers are people. I understand you don't like someone's content, don't watch the content. But saying that, oh, this
Like,
YouTuber is better than that YouTuber,
that
you
isn't
suck because
Nox
that
Taku.
YouTuber is better.
That's his
kind of
avatar.
disgusting, and quite frankly, I don't see a lot of
That
people
we're
do
looking
it.
at right
I see
now.
people ranking anime characters and waifus, but for the most part, people try not to rank people, because at the end of the day, people can have their feelings hurt, and people don't want to
Yes.
necessarily do that unless they're
They
toxic
feel-
assholes. I don't know anyone like that.
Like, if you go out and say stuff about Project Melody, she's actually a person who's going to feel these things and get emotional about it.
Get rankings. Oh, you're not my favorite VTuber. That person's my favorite VTuber. You're just a bad VTuber. Bargain basement bad VTuber. VTubers aren't treated as people by way too many that are out there that
That's
actually
weird.
view the community from the outside. Now, many of these are fans, many of them are companies that actually own VTubers, and many of these are employers or employees. People like Digi that are more than happy to use and abuse any form of leverage or power that they hold over these non-human entities. I got information from one of my many spies.
God. Jesus,
A
Nox.
few months ago,
Super
and I'm not
villain.
going to say who told this to me because that person will end up getting hate for revealing this secret, and I will not necessarily throw that individual, my conformant, under the bus. But that person told me of several YouTubers that were trying to expose the identities of VTubers. Yes, despite their lives being completely private and none of anyone's business, they are just, you know,
When people trying to, like, just put it out there who they are, that's-
People were
what's
like,
wrong with
hey,
people?
why don't we actually find out more about them? Why don't we actually expose them? You know, dox them.
Why?
They're not people. I don't know if it spouts from jealousy, clout chasing, or just not regarding or having respect for another man or woman. No respect for gender equality whatsoever. But I was tipped off on this actually going on, and I did my best to put an end to it to the best of my ability. And well, I'm not saying it worked or it didn't work, but let's just say no one ended up getting exposed or doxxed. So, well, perhaps these actions did somewhat make a difference.
Go ahead, lad.
There's so much crap that goes on behind the scenes that I don't like talking about. But once it starts getting publicized, more people are going to think that they can get away with doing horrible things that they should know that they will not get
Yeah,
away
they shouldn't be able to,
I
no.
pride myself on a mentality that I have laughing at toxicity. When there's toxic shiz going on, there's only two things we can do. We can either laugh or cry. And
So
laughing
laugh.
is just more fun than crying. So I always
Yes, it
decide
is. It's
laughing at
definitely
toxicity. The freaking way to go, lads. I didn't do as much laughing in this toxic crusade as I usually do. And that's because there is another way to deal with toxicity. If it's a toxicity that exists that you can actually put an end to, perhaps by shedding light on it and bringing examples of how it should definitely never be done, well then, I suppose that there is something else we can do about toxicity. If there's this big toxic movement that you can't do anything about, I highly suggest laughing about it as opposed to crying about it. Laughing at toxicity, best mentality ever. Straight up, changed my goddamn life. It's so fun because it annoys everyone that's toxic. It's like legit the best thing ever. But if there is a toxicity out there, then perhaps you can make a difference. Perhaps there can be an impact to the words that you say, or the threats that you make. Well then, I think a completely different approach is completely entitled and worth taking. I've said a lot to open up your eyes to take a peek at the toxic
man, that's
of the
crazy.
community. But I know a lot more.
Oh god.
And this is not an empty threat, because I'm gonna get views off it, so literally that's a huge incentive to make videos.
Yeah, oh my god.
Just say that don't mess with wholesome people.
Yeah.
My philosophy of being toxic to toxic people and wholesome to wholesome people is freaking golden, and I wish that the world can freaking take that
it would
up.
be nice,
God
wouldn't it?
damn it. And since I'm toxic to toxic people, technically that sort of makes me toxic. So if you want to be
Oh, God.
toxic to me, I welcome it. Come forth with your torches and spears, god damn it. I'll take any you want. But don't be toxic to wholesome people, please. It's
Yeah.
below the belt. Wholesome people don't deserve to get this shit, and Melody is a wholesome person, and Iron Mouse is a wholesome person, and Gorgura is a wholesome person.
Blowing up.
As far as I know. I don't know her personally, but she seems nice. And I mention her because a lot of people have been trying to expose her.
Oh, really?
identity as well.
Why?
Before she
You gotta
became
ruin
a
it for people.
VTuber, Gorgura, she was a different individual and personality on YouTube that she had to forsake when joining the Hololive Agency.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about this further unless I need to. So, with that said and done, I suppose that ends this video. VTubers
Damn.
are people. They're people with
Yeah.
avatars, okay?
What the
You
frick?
don't refer to them as it. You don't get to own them. They're an employee at best, and you don't get to extort them because you're a greedy bastard. I hope this video helps, and I hope that you can share it around, perhaps get people to understand just a little bit better on what the toxic underbelly of the VTuber community is, and why
Mind
it is a
blown.
mentality
Was
that
not
must
expecting this video to
Thank you
be
all so
this.
much. Please leave a like on this video so the YouTube algorithm
The original
doesn't entirely
video
tuck
will
it.
be in the
Subscribe
description.
if
Go
you're new
there
and
and leave a
interested in
like
future
on the original
updates.
video, please.
Or when I tussle with other toxic bastards out there that need some tussling and roughing up. It's the dirty work. It's the shiz that no one wants to do nor say. But the good news is I get so much hate anyway. What's a little extra hate to fan the flames? Thank you all so much for standing with me and being freaking awesome. Have yourselves a
Damn.
most wonderful evening. Follow me on Twitter because that's where a lot of the beef goes down. And remember to
Stay weird, fam. Oh, different outro. That's cool. The music's the same, but that's cool. I like that. Well, that wasn't what I was expecting at all, but that has opened my eyes to a different view. Like, obviously, yeah, VTubers and that, it's a different thing, but they are still people. They still have feelings, and they still, you know, it's exactly the same concept. Like, to say that Project Melody isn't a person is like saying Nux isn't. It's, you know, that's her avatar, it's his avatar. It's the same concept. Anyway, whoa, that went dark in places as well, that video, didn't it? It's like, God. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. What do you guys think of that? Do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe, and leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos, and I'll see you guys.